selling accessories because they violate Auntie's branding guidelines.
Definition is this. Given the set of natural numbers greater than
not even cold yet. Show that. Void it all. Roger always said he wanted his body donated to the Order if it could help advance the plan. But I'm sure this wasn't what he had in mind. him he wasn't going to make it. Why Luke spared him? Because Seer already predicted this would be his fate? Yeah.
When I asked the seer for medical specialists, a plumber was not what I had in mind. Trust in the order to think outside of the box. Here, you've earned it. Now, will there be anything else? My supply...
My time is yours. You may
Can you believe I do recall the order warning about something like that happening, albeit somewhat indirectly.
Sub Rosa thanks you. What fine contraband might I supply you with this day? Savvier than you look. Might be that I've got an agent over by the Guardian Estates. If you perhaps find yourself over that way, and perhaps make sure that the aforementioned agent hasn't been torn limb from limb, Sub Rosa would be most grateful. Idle brow.
My knowledge yours.
Don't tell me you're one of those drones.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
in progress.
All on the wrist.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Have a fix on their weak stun weapon ready, Commander.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
Stranger, the Order bids you welcome, but also warnings. In light of the recent attack on Auntie's Choice, you may want to make haste to Matriarch's Mercy. It's just down the road here. the presiding bishop sent you, then I'd advise making for it post-haste. You'll find safety there. The rest of this area, the Order controls everything south of this point, but the rest, well, not certain about that last one anymore after the attack. Cultists, mad to the
Outlandish what now? Did you have a...
they're outlandish...
It's a good thing you're smarter than you look, or you'd be scraping your innards up off the ground right about now.
The creatures are of the genus Varachnid. They are large enough to kill. They're both unstable and excessive. They've also been known to pose as refugees.
May all your endeavors elicit expected results.
Aberration detect investigating phenomenon. Nuisance is outside my control. Nothing to do but stare at the noisemaker and wrestle with my feelings and efficiency. Oh, commotion ceased on its own.
Can't say I was expecting to see anyone else in these parts for a good long while. Hello, friend. Welcome to the most beautiful half-built landing platform on all of Dorado. Simple, friend. You see any sergeants barking orders? Any of those spidery crystal critters lurking in the rocks? The perfect blend of just close enough to the base to be safe, but not close enough for any officers to get nosy. And I still get paid the same as if I was... you've got me there. I sure could use a bottle of zero-G brew if you have one. Thanks, friend. You're a lifesaver. Ah, there's the real beauty of it. They won't. The Order's anti-air guns are a damn sight better. There's no reason to finish the landing pad on account of nothing can land. Maybe I'll even get a promotion for doing such a good job keeping this place safe. Oh, no doubt about it, friend. They've been blasting our landing. But as long as my bits keep rolling in... Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get back to my...
You, the Get and Go. Welcome back to What can I get you? Welcome. What can I get you?
Whenever I had to eliminate someone as head intercessor, I always enjoyed the challenge of making it look like an accident.
Ooh, what fun! What sort of accidents?
Oh, the typical casual causalities of casualties. Choking on a fab witch, drowning in the bathtub, falling downstairs, faulty life support systems, tripping into an incinerator.
Oh, those I've killed all die from accidents, too. Drowning in their own blood. Falling on my dagger, their heads fall off, they explode.
That's the right idea, dear. But you need to work on the execution.
Work on my executions. Got it. Thanks for the lesson.
I feel we should talk.
Presence is needed in the meeting area, Commander.
The information collected on the peace talks has been verified, Commander. As time is a factor, this unit suggests heading to Greater Tranquility Station as soon as you are able.
Should we consider going in with a plan this time? Or is it going to be another improvised free-for-all?
I definitely vote free-for-all instead of any stodgy old plan.
Yes, and if she doesn't know we're coming, we may have the upper hand. Still, we do well not to underestimate her. She's as good as we are. Well, as you are.
Records indicate Greater Tranquility is a derelict station. Consequently, the ideal route to reach the main chamber for the peace talks will be through its underbelly. Be advised, in the absence of Victor, status deceased, and his explosives, Agent DeVries and her team will be committed to a frontal assault. Due to delays incurred while saving the Order hostages, DeVries also has the codes to control the station's security automechanicals, and will assuredly deploy them against you, Commander.
It's a comm station built by the Order in the early days of the colony. As Val said, auto-mechanical security measures are a given, and DeVries will surely level them against us. I'd also expect some level of hazardous disrepair, though the unpredictable nature of DeVries and her defectors concerns me more than anything.
Additionally, per the Earth Directorate Manual, when lacking equivalent combat forces, determination and vast amounts of ammunition may make up the difference.
You know where I stand. This war's taken too many good folk from us. I'll be damned if I let DeVries add to that number.
I'm coming with you. Who better to make DeVries pay for Horizon Point than a pair of her own Phantoms? Good. Would have been a shame if DeVries was the reason for us falling out, too.
Confirming coordinates for Greater Tranquility Station. Confirmed. Use the astrogator when you are ready to navigate to the station, Commander.
Commander, if you've a moment, I wish to note my reservations regarding the Order member we seem to have brought into our fold. Setting aside my obvious concerns as an enemy of the Order, there's something devious about her. Something that sets her apart from her fellows. There is a bloodlessness to her nature. A killer's icy resolve. She's danger. That we do. But it's best if we not bring danger home to roost. That was all I had on that subject. Consider my concerns logged.
Victor wasn't exactly the partner in crime I envisioned DeVries to have. Someone with a little more grit. That man back there? And DeVries had him building a bomb. She obviously manipulated him into acting against his conscience. But you ever wonder what might have happened if DeVries had let us in on her initial plan? Surely we wouldn't have been taken in by her rhetoric like Victor. Right? And that right there is why I run a count of all of our incendiary devices every night before lights out. It's just, I look at someone like Victor and see the trap I might have fallen into. True, but DeVries is still DeVries. She's good at deconstructing folks, uncovering their points of failure. She didn't have to triangle them. All I wanted was to do for other colonies what Augustine had done for mine. Still do, if I'm honest. I will say, it's a lot easier to do just that nowadays. With you around, that is. Thanks for letting me wax for a bit. We can get back to what we were doing now. Found it, huh? No. You know what? This one's on me. Shouldn't have left it lying about. Yeah, well, I didn't have all the facts about her. Truth is, I was getting ready to toss that old thing. Guess I just wanted to listen to it one last time. See if I missed anything other than her waxing. Don't you think I know that? I'm not that deluded, Commander. Maybe I am delusional. I don't even know what I was like. Sounds stupid said out loud. Well, I don't understand why you're not more vexed about it. She massacred your doesn't that upset you? Doesn't it put a fire in your belly to catch her? I don't even know where or how. You know, I can't really remember what the others sounded like all these years. And the only recording I've managed to preserve is from the one person I'd rather forget. Kind of you to say, Commander. I hope it continues to be true. Yeah, that's for the best.
That damn Wiley put us in an impossible situation. I'm glad those hostages can go back to their families. But I fear with that data, she could wreak more havoc than... Look, I know the choice is yours on how you want to... If there's space by your side, I hope you'll call on me. Sure, but don't get me wrong. I ain't asking this of you for my own benefit. We got a duty to protect everyone at the peace talks. You as an Earth Directorate agent, me as a... If we fail to stop DeVries, this will have dire consequences for the war and everything else. So let's not fail, huh?
Arbiter Rao has been admitted to the ship. Agent Ibarra refers to this as somatic tolerance. This unit is available to answer any query. Which member of the incognito would you like assessed? Arbiter Rao shows a ready commitment to serving Arcadia. However, his loyalty to you is still under assessment. Under such circumstances, this unit advises inflicting damage to his... Agent Delgado has asked that this unit not provide She instead requests that anyone wishing to form an opinion of... Agent Delgado has also asked that the following addendum be provided. That last portion was a joke. Multiple warnings have been issued to Deputy Agent Leitinger regarding knife safety, and all have gone ignored. This unit is ready to answer any and...
The hostages went home safe. We'll see if those at the peace talks make it back fine as well. May the plan...
Now with chewable filter tip.
We going to kill Hierarch Ziegler soon? My knife hand's getting itchy. Who can say? There was no indication that I've seen. I've interacted with him on occasion. As interested as I am to hear whatever sorry explanation he has, not sure I'll be able to control my Maybe I'll start with his gallbladder? No, I think it's gotta be the spleen.
Such as?
Charged for mayhem!
You've suffered extensive damage, Commander. Check your scope for combatant analysis. Investigating hostile intentions.
Step aside. One, all on the wrist. I'm not going to deny
Killing these traitors was invigorating, but their leader still needs to be dealt with. That I'm really going to enjoy.
Why are you still alive? You're obviously unaware that you've been officially marked for death. Otherwise, you'd have killed yourself and saved us all the trouble. It's unfortunate I was unable to inform you of this before you killed so many loyal members of the Dawn. But so be it. Glad we were able to clarify all of that. Well?
I'm thinking I'd normally just kill this idiot where he stands, but I must know what in the architect's name he's going on about. Ziegler, what's got into your brain pan? You used to be a dedicated member of the Dawn. How could you think there was a legitimate kill order on me?
You were revealed as a betrayer through the sanctified channel. How can you disobey a revelation from on high, when you yourself exhorted us constantly to never do such?
You make a compelling point. But then again, so does my knife. Let me introduce you to it. Why the fuck not? You're such the jester, Commander. You actually had me going there for a minute. Now, where were we? Oh, that's right. It's time to stick Ziegler here like a cysty pig on a spit.
Enemy spotted.
Adversary bomb.
I can't believe what Hierarch Ziegler was saying. How could there be an official kill order out on me? The poor fools probably thought they were just fulfilling their duty. Of course not. What a ridiculous question. Never. And I'd thank you not to suggest such. If only it were that simple. It should be impossible for someone to infiltrate our unless they somehow have our codes. This could only mean that one of our members has been compromised. Damn straight they should have. I have no idea. If I go anywhere near one of our encampments, I'll be forced to kill members who believe they're following orders. Of course, any member of the Dawn who turns on me without thinking is asking for death, but this could still make... Don't worry. I'll stay on as part of your crew until I get this all figured. It's given me an impressive amount of opportunities for killing, and all the killing helps me think. I must admit to being highly vexed by this kill order situation. Such as?
Still guarding my strength.
Knocking them down. They're benumbed.
Combatant of the authority! Prepare for absolution!
I'm glad you're back. Getting the first auto dock ready. Lovely. Every coil gets us that much closer to saving these lives. Fantastic. That is enough to repair another auto dock. This will set us up for a long while. Not that many more, and we'll be able to tend to the rest of the wounded. Still, if you find any more, please bring them my way. It would be marvelous.
Our predictions are both sufficient and necessary for your positive outcomes. Come by our predictory today, where we will share with you our deductions and their contrapositive implications.
I repeat. Hall is for somber and tragic speculation.
Prosecuting! Viscerally!
Patience. Still recharging.
Welcome back. With your help, we've nearly... Remarkable. That is enough to get all of the auto docks back up and running. With them, we can save all the remaining wounded. Words can't begin to express my gratitude. I and all of Auntie's choice. Thank you.
I feel sufficiently warm and fuzzy now we invaded the room. Oh, wait, that was just a wool spider nesting in my gauntlet.
You return again and again like a particularly unshakable rash. Is there some compelling cause? When you walked into my chaos, I never fathomed you'd become such a boon to my personal endeavors. Job done and payment proffered. What else do you have for me? Wonderful. I do love a subordinate that can honor their obligations and make me look good. And if that concludes our business for the moment, I kindly ask you to vacate my outpost. I have much to do.
No time to goggle the rift, Commander. We've got to get to the breeze.
ship seems out of place here. Worth a once-over.
This must be the satellite that sent an emergency ping across the system. What led me to you, Commander? And why is DeVries hanging on to me?
Looks like Earth Directorate handiwork. Not familiar with the model.
On behalf of everyone in Auntie's family, I want to thank our hosts for securing this wonderfully austere venue to begin our negotiations for peace. With tensions being patched in Golden Ridge, I am certain we can both profit from a merger. But surely the good Vicar Lloyd and his fellow shareholders have some thoughts?
Madam Vice President, I and my fellow counselors remind you that this is no merger, but an alliance. By ending the war, we may focus on the true threat to our society, the rifts.
way through that fence except in pieces. Let's find another way around.
Be still, Cadre. But don't let this interloper out of your sight. It's you, is it not? The one Agent DeVries warned me to expect? Well, see here. If you intend to stop me, you're far too late. I certainly don't wish it. Yet my health is of far less import than ensuring our mission success. I've already cleared the way for my associates into the station.
We need answers, now. How we extract those answers, I'll leave up to you, Commander. Personally, I'd start with the knees.
You'll do no such thing. My willpower is stout, my loyalty unshakable. And even if by some low chance you could extract my knowledge, you'll never truly understand. If our deaths buy Agent DeVries and our comrades the time they need, so be it. We know full well she cares nothing for us, nor do we ask her to. We share her purpose, and so we fight to keep but it doesn't matter what you do. The rest of our team is pushing forward. Agent DeVries is right. The only way to save us from destruction is to save the Order from itself. Oh, merciful law, please, no. I'll tell you what you want to know. Look, there, on the console behind me. It has all you need to know about Agent DeVries' plans. I swear it. Oh, and you'll find another team ahead wrangling the automechs. They are to secure the station while Agent DeVries makes for the forum chamber. She plans to eliminate the delegates before negotiations are concluded, so you ought to move fast. Now, with your leave, we'll make our retreat.
No time to waste. Let's have a look at those plans.
Yeah.
We need to find us a fuse to get this whole thing operational again.
Protectorate's own leader is beyond his depth. He and his ilk won't anticipate an alliance.
He's not my sovereign.
Yes, right. Well, landing a strike against the Protectorate in this state will be something like wrangling a galloping breadworm.
I am unfamiliar, but I presume that to mean it will be without exertion? If so, then you are perhaps even more ignorant of Arcadia than I calculated. The Sovereign, guide him, is as ineffective as you suggested. But his advisor, the Consul, is not. These executions, these impulsive attacks, are solely his influence.
Solely? Your previous Sovereign was rather draconian himself, if your own history books are to be believed. Do not act like the current rot emerged from nowhere.
I could perhaps say the same for you and your reputation for putting profits over people. But instead, I suggest we pivot our discussion back to the real matter at hand.
sure this was once quite impressive. Time renders everything old hat eventually. Looks like those mechs are on their side. Shame. Could have been useful.
Nearby.
Identification required. Familiar source. Processing anomalous data. Search concluded. Search parameter time limit exceeded.
to attack. Unready.
Sorry, ain't ready yet.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
All rightly appreciate our perfect life of contentment and plenty.
Gun weapon ready, Commander.
After some quick mental calculations, I do see merit in your last declaration. It was astonishingly logical, in fact.
How charming that I've surprised an esteemed man such as yourself. In turn, I wish to thank you for toning down your bloviating. I feared we'd still be here next fiscal quarter.
Yes, you must be quite busy between product launches and counting bits. But I will be here as long as it takes to ensure the order isn't taken advantage of by duplicitous actors.
Turn our attentions once more to Golden Ridge. I am grateful we could come to an accord after that unfortunate attack on Outpost Opportunity, but many questions remain.
Allow me to offer this bit of data, then. The true culprit of the attack was a proctor named Svoboda. My brave colleagues found her out and promptly executed her.
Ah, so the Order is capable of decisive action. I had doubts after hearing about your monastery. Even though the hostages yet live, this crime happened under your purview.
As a result of your people meddling in our affairs.
Ridiculous. Next you'll be claiming we're to blame for all of your past failures. Why, the mere prediction of our arrival years ago sent you into a tizzy. Isn't that right?
I'd like to discuss your efforts on Paradise Island. We may have no physical presence there, but we are ever watchful. Our observations suggest that matters have been delicate, but I was heartened to hear that your leaders convinced Westport residents to seek shelter in Fairfield. Things rarely end this way for the Protectorate's abandoned subjects.
Ah, yes. The Protectorate had their folk living in fear between all those hangings and maniacal proclamations. That was all the opening we needed to acquire some hearts and minds.
Well, we welcome the news of your advances. However, it is worrisome that it took the assistance of a freelancer for you to finally secure your hold. Worrisome indeed.
Recharge!
Indicating the threat. Taking the fight out of them.
Tolerances exceeded.
Commander.
Taking the fight out of them. Mitigating the threat.
Plasma tolerances exceeded.
Standing by to stupefy.
According to my analysis prior to this meeting, enough goodwill... between our parties to suggest a high chance of success should a treaty or alliance be agreed upon.
This unit welcomes you to the
As in a
utility
contract.
atrium. My
Goodness,
records do
there's
not
no need
indicate
to
that any
rush into such
authorized
formalities,
personnel remain
Vicar.
aboard the station.
Especially when
But
so
I am
much has yet to be
programmed exchange
discussed.
wares for monetary compensation for whosoever seeks it. Searching my records. Ah, yes. The explanation given by Mechanist DeSoto was as follows. I need someone to have eyes on my explosive. Praise be...
Tom Lollygag, Commander.
Whatever's in that repository can wait.
By my estimation, if we formed an alliance, say, within the next month, we would see returns within...
Proceeding to attack.
Would soon be out of Protectorate hands.
This estimation. What model did you utilize? Which metrics?
Oh, you see, I'm renowned for my ability to read a room, as we call it in my business, where common sense meets observational data, you might say.
Good spot for an ambush. Mind your corners. Mobilizing.
Let me know when you needed a stretch.
Go further, infidel. This next shot won't miss. What are you doing down there? I can hear you scampering around like a little sprat. Oh, have you given up? What are you doing down there?
Don't make me bury another agent!
Have you given up?
Torpificator at ready status.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
This next shot won't miss. What are you doing down there?
You try to limit further damage, Commander. Come back. Critical. Don't become a statistic, Commander. Investigating hostile intentions. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Mitigating the threat. Taking the fight out of them.
Plasma tolerances exceeded.
Oh, have you given up? I can hear you scampering around like a little sprat.
Yeah.
Oh, have you given up?
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
I can hear you scampering around.
Give the order, and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Proceeding to attack. Standing by to stupefy.
Yeah.
What are you doing down there? What are you doing down there?
Fixed on their weaknesses.
Contact established.
We're so close. One elevator ride away from having to freeze in our crosshairs. Finally.
I suppose we can entertain a tentative agreement. I hereby agree that both of our parties will lay down their arms. For now.
I am pleased to hear it. There is no need for senseless bloodshed when we may yet come to an accord.
I remind you that a contract signing may still be a ways off, but we might consider the hierarchy between our parties should we wish to proceed with a merger, an alliance.
No, we wouldn't want any unseemly squabbles over power. Especially when the Dragon Bishop, Ruth Bassar, already possesses the foresight necessary to lead a colony and better its people.
Foresight is nothing without propaganda, and our Minister of Marketing has already won Protectorate hearts and minds. If unification is what you want, ingenuity is what you need.
So you think that your people should rule? I certainly won't downplay the powers of persuasion here, but Arcadian matters are best suited for Arcadians.
Might as well be served up on a platter. We don't have much time.
People, after all. Look no further than the abbot. He welcomed refugees to Matriarch's mercy.
Yet he struggled to feed and house them properly. The poor man was clearly overwhelmed if he couldn't see his right hand was actively undermining him, even with his data.
Meanwhile, Auntie's choice has done little to alleviate the refugee crisis it helped. Indeed, my projections may be accurate. You are more interested in what you can steal.
Dear Vicar, you are not yourself. Perhaps Auntie and your bishop should continue these talks. We'd be happy hosts. We do enjoy dazzling guests with a tour of our stolen artifacts.
There is only a 14% chance.
Move, damn you.
No. If anyone in Arcadia is fit to host such discussions, it is presiding Bishop Bassar. Anyone else would be an insult.
You have a nasty habit of arriving at the wrong time, Commander.
It's over, Augustine. Nowhere left to run. No more lies you can peddle or people you can burn. Your rewards come due.
Ibarra, I was unaware of your survival until recently. Believe it or not, I was happy you survived. But to see you still seeking solace in the Commander's shadow is disappointing. You could have done anything with your life. Shrugged off the bad memories. But now you're both here to meddle. Law knows why. I did suspect it was your work. Not many would have had the stomach for it. I've no interest in continuing this little reunion. What happened in Horizon Point, well, I had no choice but to do as I did. And I'm prepared to do the same again. These delegates you came to save, I'm killing them both, and any hope for peace will die along with them. This is the only way if we hope to close the rifts before it's too late. So you say. But those agents and I are a very different stock. And anyway, they served the purpose they came here for. They bought me time to gain the advantage. I seem to recall your attempt to use Niles to tug at my heartstrings back on Horizon Point. Are you going to attempt to do the same again?
I thought you were the finest agent I'd ever met. I'd have thrown myself before a bullet for you. But you never cared about me at all. Did you?
No, I did. I simply hadn't accounted for you being there. But even if there had been a way to keep you out of it, I couldn't take the risk. Well, it certainly didn't take long for your insolence to rear its ugly head. Taking one life or two, or losing my own, matters not, so long as I complete my mission. The one I started, but the Order saw fit to abandon. You don't know the half of it. I hope you are not implying that I'm colluding with those close-minded, brutish fools. Any benefit they may gain is purely circumstantial. Everything I do for the betterment of the Order, whether they care to realize it or not. The mission that I started at Horizon Point must be finished. It was the Seers who came to me back then. They showed me their data, proving that the Protectorate's Rift experiments, I didn't want to believe them. But as more and more of their predictions came to pass, I knew I had to act. I had to destroy Horizon.
That's law, Augustine. You could have told us what you were planning instead of letting us blunder into a trap.
No, I couldn't have. Had I deviated from the plan even the slightest amount, it could have jeopardized everything. I had to avert a far worse disaster. By any means. You were an unwelcome variable. Prior knowledge could have changed your actions, and the Seers had predicted that you and your team would perish in the process regardless. I tried to put it out of mind when you and I first spoke. I had to focus. But all I could think of was the cost I was being asked to pay to ensure the mission's success, and I forced myself to complete it. I trusted that with Horizon Point's destruction, humanity might be saved, but it wasn't. It was only the start. I must finish what I started. I joined with this legitimate organization, you fool, because I saw their potential. The Earth Directorate. I had to sit with too many unanswered questions after the mission. I learned of a prototype rift modulator in a lab on Praetor. I brought down the Earth Directorate satellite. The Order alone should have this power. They can be trusted to close the rift. You know who these corporatists are, how they deal with their competitors. Imagine now how a war spurred by greed. The Order must not sacrifice their principles for a childish attempt at peace. If they don't complete the mission...
Enough! Just... enough! I've got all the answers I needed, Commander. She's gone over the threshold and ain't no bringing her back. Best we make this quick, before she can hurt anyone else.
You think you have it in you to pull the trigger, Ibarra?
Had 10 years to practice. Give the order, Commander. Commander, this is for Wade, for Eric and Helen, and for everyone else's futures you tried to burn.
Do what you must.
Hostilities are afoot. Good riddance.
Disastrous to imminently catastrophic. This seems... well, we should run.
It's not getting any smaller. Come on, Commander. Huff and puff.
This is an urgent message for all Earth Directorate agents. The spatial rift situation has deteriorated significantly. The rifts threatening a majority of our colonies and our Earth Directorate bases, including this one, have entered their final stages. If you see a rift that looks like this, you are in grave danger. You have at most a matter of months before everything in your local system is destroyed. The seriousness of this situation cannot be overstated. Therefore, Directive Alpha Omega is hereby invoked. You are fully authorized to do everything in your power to find a way to close the rifts. Along with this message, the entirety of our rift data has been sent to your local surveillance satellite. Analyze this data. Law willing, you will find a way to unlock any secrets it has resisted yielding to us. The fate of humanity now depends on you.
Acknowledging receipt of emergency mission parameters update, including activation of Directive Alpha Omega. Commander is now released from any and all agent guidelines. The full parameters are as follows. The agent has full authority to handle the mission in any manner they see fit. No exceptions. The extreme nature of stated emergencies supersedes any other considerations. I have also detected competing priorities in the new mission objectives. The surveillance data from the satellite confirms DeVries's assertion of a prototype modulator on Praetor that may be used to manipulate rifts. Acquisition is required to be able to bypass any new or existing miniature ground-level rift anomalies you may encounter. You are also tasked with finding a way to process the Earth Directorate rift data. The archive computer on Cloister would be best suited to this purpose. Agents are permitted to cooperate with local governments and other political entities at their discretion, even under normal directives, which you are both Auntie's Choice and the Order have previously controlled the archive, and may be open to working with you to regain access. Seeking their assistance is coincidentally, both delegates also escaped the station and have sent messages expressing gratitude. It seems they feel they owe you their lives and have asked to meet with you at their respective headquarters. Returning to mission objectives. Do you have a preference for which to pursue first, Commander? Acknowledged. Due to the rift's expansion, both Cloister and Praetor show a high preponderance of miniature rifts. Proceed with caution. It is worth noting that the Order of the Ascendant is headquartered on Cloister. You have also received a message from Auntie's Choice. This unit can relay its contents now, should you wish. The message has also been sent to your private terminal. Greetings, morally gray potential contractor. You've been pre-selected for membership in Auntie's Choice Esteemed and Valuable Disposable Agent Program. Report on board the ACS Undisputed Claim for details on this exciting opportunity. Signed, Auntie Cleo. It appears you now have permission to visit Auntie's Choice headquarters aboard its flagship, Commander. You may use the astrogator to navigate there at any time.
So, that's it then. DeVries dead, justice served. Galaxy still needs saving, but we'll get to that. I can almost hear Helen now, spouting off about how it took us long enough. I once thought DeVries the upper limit of what an agent could be. Certainly everything I aspired to be. Tough, brave, smart, and now she's dead. By our hand. Thought I'd feel relief or something akin to it. But mostly I just feel unbalanced. Like a mech with gimbals on the fritz. Yeah, had a suspicion you were working the same problem. DeVries earned her grave, sure enough. So why does killing her feel like, hell, I don't know, putting out a star? I could do without any more explosions myself. Don't suppose you have any advice on how to move forward from here? Yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. I hear you. Appreciate you making time to listen to me jawing on about all this. Might need a few to work through my thoughts, but I'll be...
Saving the delegates from DeVries took considerable effort, dear. You don't know that. They might still have a role to play if we're to close the rifts. I'm not hearing a question. Sometimes, with purpose. Don't you as well? Do you draw some moral distinction between avenging harm and nipping it in the bud beforehand? Between covert and overt means? When all is said and done, are those in your ledger any less dead than mine? Had a sense you felt that way. We'll see if situations force that to change. Some were proprietary. Often they involved forms of subtle persuasion, others more overt influence. Now and again, more direct means were required. Do you now? Let's hear it. Oh, I am a dedicated member of the Order. Beyond that, there's really little you or anyone need to hear about. Consider yourself lucky. You already know more about me than anyone else I've met in the last 20-odd years. Information free of context can be off-putting, confusing. I mentioned before I was part of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirect. I was tasked to influence pivotal events, to keep the solving of the equation on track. Something occurred. I needed to step off the board a while. To put it mildly, after the incident inquest, Dorado appealed to me because it was off the board but not completely remote. Our department was shuttered shortly after Ruth Pissar took office. To avoid undue attention, I remained in hiding. Suppose you can ask. Another crack like that, and you might. Our department employed a variety of methods to obviate hindrances and threats to the Order's efforts. We were considered wardens of the grand plan, helping correct it when needed. All of us are part of the plan. We follow the path intended for us by the architect. Corrections can take time, even delay in the solving of the equation. That's where we came in, to get things back on track. Whatever's on your mind. Presiding Bishop Orlo, yes, Ruth Pissar's predecessor, and better. Now there was a scientician, a true adherent to Order principles. For a while, I'd hoped all this recent brouhaha, the schism. The more time passes, the less I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt. Are you asking me to reveal details of high-level covert operations? I doubt you're willing to offer me a thorough accounting of your past assignments. I'm not saying never, but we only just because all the good mathematical terms were already taken by my predecessors? I'm sure I don't know, dear. Hopefully by my hand. I try to kill only when necessary. Granted, our missions mean that. I assume that's in line with your thinking, too. Yes? Oh, here I thought you valued my analytical skills and strategic thinking. But all right, message received. Reprioritizing. May all... Let's make this quick. I could be shooting someone. Happy to provide unbiased observational data. Ah, your young colleague. Competent, practical, crack shot. Saddened by his years of isolation, but also honed like me. He would be a formidable target of assassination. Oh, he seems like a nice young man, dear. You want me to say something nice, dear? He has good taste in adventure serials, I suppose. Otherwise? No redeeming qualities. She has an aptitude for killing, although it's quantity over quality with her. I'm glad she's on our side, but I'm still sleeping with my goggles on proximity alert mode. I must admit I wrote off these corporatists as shallow bit obsessed simpletons. I still do, on average, but she falls far outside their norm. Her model is a design classic, and the aftermarket mods she received from Niles are most impressive. We'd be dead many times over without her. She makes me laugh more than anyone. Inquire away. I may even respond. The path I'm on hasn't been with... Are you satisfied with my performance? Anything to note? I didn't expect you to say that. I'm not sure I can change my way. May the plan...
I'm glad we made it off Greater Tranquility Station. Presumably the delegates did as well. I'm pleased we prevented their murder. But they remain my enemies, peddling I only hope we do not pay for this decision in the future. But let us focus on the task at hand, saving Arcadia from the rifts. Certainly, I consider myself an open tome. Who amongst our motley assortment would you care to discuss? I find Agent Ibarra most curious. His system of values differs from my own, but not so much as I would expect. He faces an interesting dilemma as an isolated member of the Earth Directorate. As do you, of course. I hope you both remain steadfast to your values. She is an endearing piece of engineering. Her continued functionality, despite her advanced age, speaks to a skilled caretaker, though she retains certain quirks. Earlier, she bumped into my head, bleating, "Please do your part to keep the incognito clean. Remove any and all foreign mineral deposits." She is an enemy combatant, and were I not in your command, I would be honor-bound to bring her low. Yet, she is also oddly intriguing. She does not possess the scavenger's appetite of her colleagues. Perhaps if I came to know her better, I might, find techniques to use against. She is most certainly a typical Auntie's choice minion, unfortunately. Though overlooking it is immensely difficult, I shall do so to maintain positive relations with yourself. Marisol possesses a calculating resolve that has nothing to do with mathematics. Had I anything to fear from her, she would have struck already. I can work alongside her, but I shall keep my guard high. I have absolutely no inkling whatsoever why you would choose to bring a deranged cultist aboard. Aza's kind plagued Arcadia even before the invasion. To be forced to call her colleague is almost more than I can bear. I can only hope she does not see it fit to pilot our ship into a rift to sate her own macabre ambitions. Verily, idle gossip hardly suits it.
What do you need, Commander?
Such as?
What? Sorry. Caught me lost in my effort. Who exactly? Niles? He's fun to torment. I mean, he's equal parts enthusiastic and naive, even with all he's gone through. I find her amusing. In a best not to torment her or she'll kill us all kind of way, which I completely respect. Of course I do. What's not to like? To envy? Her style, her lethality. Oh, she's a professional for architect's sake. I wish I'd known about her department when I was growing up. Even as a child, I know they'd have seen my potential. Tristan's a standard issue arbiter, albeit with an extra slathering of arrogance, especially when it comes to ensuring the Protectorate's inane laws are followed without question. But as long as that ridiculously large hammer of his isn't pointed in my direction, though he'd be loath to admit it, his propensity for violence almost matches my own. Not only does she possess more heart than your standard corporatist flunky, she's a great deal smarter as well. Don't tell her I said so.
Such as?
Marisol Delgado. This unit has also been informed by Agent Delgado that she is not to be disturbed while resting unless the ship is on fire, and even then, this unit is available to answer any...
Taking out DeVries, saving the delegates, barely escaping with our lives? Hell of a rush, huh? Hope all of it gives us leverage when we look for help closing these rifts. There's one thing I can't shake, though. That rift exploded at just the right time, right in the middle of the peace talks. Wouldn't happen to be the universe trying to tell us something, would it? Were that the case, then our little stunt at Horizon Point would have solved this mess 10 years ago. No offense. By the way, what DeVries said about Auntie and the Rift Tech, don't take it to heart, huh? Auntie ain't an idiot. Much as she loves business, reckon she loves self-preservation even more. I'd agree with you, but I reckon we don't have the time to seek out certainty. Still, think we ought to pay the undisputed claim a visit, see if we can court Auntie's aid. Your boss was clear. We'll need all the help we can get to close these rifts. Whether we gain that help from Auntie or not, I won't lose sight of that. Our galaxy's survival is of far more consequence than our loyalties. Anyway, appreciate you hearing me out. How personal are we talking? Oh, come on. It's just a hobby. An obvious one at that. I picked up drawing from the Gram. When I was a kid, he told me the best way to appreciate nature was to create some... The notion's taken on a bit of a different meaning now with Auntie, but I reckon that Grandpa has the right of it. Vincent. He used to draw posters and ads for Spacer's Choice. He had style. Of course, that didn't last. Age caught up and his hands started failing him. Couldn't draw, in Tau Ceti, if you couldn't work, you didn't get ration cards. We shared what we could with him, of course, but what we got already wasn't much. Last day I saw him, he refused the half-salt tuna can I tried to give him. Said it was him lending me his strength. He was gone the next day. We searched all over, then realized he must have wandered off into the wilderness, not wanting to be a burden. We never found him. Can't hardly open a tin without thinking about him now. So if you're wondering why I still hold a candle for Auntie's choice, after everything, it's because I know had Auntie arrived just 4 months earlier, Vincent might still be alive. It's been years now since I talked about it. He was a good man. He deserved better. So did the rest of us. Anyhow, ain't meaning to talk your ear off. Fine by me? Not great. It was a mining colony under Spacer's Choice. Didn't have much, but my parents worked hard to ensure we had shelter. They're good folk. I love them. But I don't think they ever quite grasped how bad things were before Auntie's choice came. They said we'd all get burned if we put too much stock in the promises of this foreign corporation. But I'd rather take a risk on them than be resigned to how things were. No, not at all. But I ain't sure my folks oppose them now. They have good jobs and a route. Some of them tried to cut a deal. Company secrets and exchange, but most violently opposed the takeover. And that ain't hypothetical. Our colony was isolated, which meant our Spacer's Choice overlords could do as they saw fit. Everyone lived in squalor, save for a select few. We were little more than workhorses. Those of us at the bottom only found joy with our families, our friends. But love alone can't get you through the toughest, darkest winters. I miss the sunsets, and my folks, though I know they're well taken. Most of my friends joined up when I did, so we took our community with us. Leaving my hometown itself, it was an eager farewell.
Commander,